Hello, AP Bio, and welcome to AP Review Crunch Time. I wanted to put together a little intro slide just to kind of explain some of the details about the AP Bio exam and how things are changing, and how Doc and I have set up some of the reviews so that it really mirrors uh, a lot of what you're going to see on the AP test. So the first thing is, by now, our exam date was moved to 1 week later than originally scheduled. So we're now Monday, May 18th at 2 p.m. So you have a 2 p.m. start time. The exam is broken up into two questions. You'll have question one, which you'll have 25 minutes to read and respond to. You'll have 5 minutes after question one's time is up to upload your response. And then question two is a shorter question. That'll take you about 15 minutes to respond. And again, they're going to give you about 5 minutes to upload your response after that. So the way they're breaking it down is question one is going to be worth 65% of the exam. Question two is about 35%. And these two questions are kind of interesting. There's not a tremendous amount of detailed content that you have to worry about. It's more about interpreting and evaluating experimental results and analyzing things. So a little bit more detail here. All right, so question one, you're going to be given some kind of an authentic scenario. You're going to be given data either in a table and or a graph. You may have to make a graph. You may have to analyze the data a bit. What they want you to do is describe and explain what's going on. So they want you to apply what you know to the scenario they give you. You need to justify some of the procedures. So what's probably going to happen is they're going to ask you to identify an independent variable or a dependent variable, and then justify why something was being done in that experiment. There's going to be some kind of analysis of the data. It could be really simple. It could just be comparing two things. It could be using the information in the graph to come up with a summary of what happened in the experiment. And then the last piece is they want you to make a prediction and justify it. And your justification, your reasoning for the prediction is going to come from what's given to you in the data set. Question two will give you another authentic scenario, but in a shorter context. Kind of the same thing as what you did in part A. You're going to have to do some describing of the concepts, explaining it a little bit. Predict something that would result from some kind of a change in the system. So predict what the cause or effect of the change would be, and then support it or justify it in some way. Basically, the way it looks, question one is very similar to what you guys saw throughout the year. The 10-point questions, those long response questions. Question two looks like it's going to be worth about 4 points or so. So it's a shorter question. They're giving you 15 minutes for that. You may be able to answer that question in 10 minutes or less. These are not very long questions. So that's the thing to keep in mind with number two. And again, these look like they're not going to be heavily into content, but they're going to ask you to interpret the information and apply what you know, which is why you really can't, go into your notebooks and just look up information and spit back information to them. They're really abandoning the idea of discrete content knowledge on this, and they really want to see how you can think through something. Just a couple of things about the exams. So they are open notes, okay, but the whole thing here is you're applying the information that you're learning. So facts, formulas, factual information is not going to be main focus for this. So what Doc and I have done is on Schoology, we've set up a couple of mock exams basically. And the mock exam consists of two questions. So you'll see that we have some free response practices for you guys that are set up. You'll have a 10-point question and a 4-point question. We set up anywhere from 3 to 4 of these for you to work on, just so you get the sense of what you're up against. Definitely having notes set up for yourself. We have a review sheet that we're going to give you that'll be posted, and we've broken it down. So each week we're touching on a topic. That will help you so that you can get to the information correctly. One of the things you want to avoid is just not simply copying things, right? You're being asked to apply concepts. So copying what you've done in the past is not going to give you enough information. They really want to see you think through a problem and come up with your own interpretation of what's happening with the data and make predictions as well. The other thing to be careful of is the internet. Stay away from that. Use the notes package we're giving you guys. There's a lot of information out there. Remember, you only have 25 minutes to answer one question and 15 minutes to answer another. You're going to eat up a lot of time trying to search for stuff on the internet. Okay. Um, Collaboration, that's a no-no. Okay. There's a lot going on with exam security. You're going to have to use what's called a lockdown browser, so that you can't open up other search windows and look for information. And so they're really going to tighten down on that. Look, if you're going to talk to someone during the test and you guys have similar answers, it's going to show up. They're going to be able to tell. They do have, and I know this because I had to take an online exam a couple of years ago for the Master Teacher Program. I had to take the online praxis test. And what they did was they had us in the beginning just type a few sentences so that the system would learn my typing pattern and the sequences at which I was typing. So that if suddenly it changed and it went from, typing in a certain number of letters and words per minute in a certain typing pattern to no pattern, that might indicate copying and pasting going on or somebody else coming in and taking the test. Now, when I took that praxis exam for biology, they actually had cameras on us too. So, I was on camera taking this exam, and they were also monitoring my the number of letters a minute I was typing in the patterns. Right, so they do have that security going on as well. As far as exam security, just what I was telling you guys about, the exams are designed to be taken at home. So again, they're not looking for points that you can get from content that you just peel off the internet. You're going to have to identify your identity. You have to confirm that the work is your own. Um, they have lots of tools for plagiarism. Some of them they've told us about, some of them they haven't because they said otherwise, it wouldn't be secure. But they have ways to do that. The other thing is they're going to send us your work, so we're going to get to see that. Um, and they may even ask us about inconsistencies. I don't know if that's going to definitely happen, but that's part of what they're looking at. Be real careful, guys. If you violate exam security, they did make it a big point that they're going to um, report information. I'm going to put this right here about the incident to the schools that you have already sent any college board scores. So they really want to crack down on this. They're also going to do some prohibitive measures for future EP exams. So it looks like they have a lot of ways that they're going to try to detect it. So just avoid the cut and paste. You guys were in this class all year. You've learned a lot. And the other thing is these exams, it's not all about memorizing. So, that's the beauty of this. It's more about understanding what they're asking you, looking at the data. The information is given to you right off the bat. So you really have to just take that information and apply the concepts. So in a sense, it's a little bit better because you don't have those crazy multiple choice questions that you had to work through. I know the multiple choice questions in the past were often very wordy and you really didn't know what they were asking. It was kind of an odd setup. Not that this isn't. Okay, so when you go to Schoology, um, what I've got set up is I have the questions set up. I'm just going to show you an example here. Some of the questions that have graphs are going to, I'm going to ask you guys to download the graph, print it out. Just print out one page. If you have graph paper, that's even better. I want you to get used to taking pictures of your work and submitting it because that's what you're going to do. I believe for AP Bio, you're going to be asked to not type your responses completely. I think some of this is going to have to be handwritten. And so you're going to need to take pictures and upload that as well. You can use some apps. I gave you some examples up here. You can use Cam Scanner or Tiny Scan. Even Google has a PDF scanner that you can use. And just an example of what some of these questions look like. Let's see, here we go. So this is just taken from topic 2. So here it is. You got the graph. You've got some questions. This should look familiar to some of you guys. I think I gave this as a homework assignment. But again, they want you to make a graph, explain your predictions, make additional lines on it, and predict what's happening, and answer the question. And then over here, here's a 4-point question. Okay, this was off of I think last year's AP exam. And again, I want you guys to be familiar with this and get comfortable with it. We're going to score these. We're going to grade them as homework assignments. Look, we're not looking to tank anybody's grades. Okay, so we really want you to try to answer these the best you can. Not looking to fail people. Okay, you guys know us by now. We really want this time now, these next 4 weeks, to really be set up to really prep you guys for this test. Okay, And so you're going to see in Schoology that you've got a bunch of these. So if I just go back for a sec, yeah, I want to leave it. Yep. You'll see how we're set up. We have the week set up. Topic 1, 2, 3, 4. Topic 5 we did already. We will touch on that a little bit during the last week. The topic 6, I really want to get into that last week before the AP exam. That's gene expression, gene regulation, DNA, RNA, protein synthesis, lac operon. I figure let's talk about that stuff right up before the exam. This way it's fresh in your mind. But we're going to start off this week with the chemistry of life, and you can see that we've broken each week down by topic. And when you open this up, you'll see there are some videos. These are from the College Board. Definitely watch them. They're really well worth it. Some of the videos aren't up live yet. They're actually producing them as we speak. And then you'll see that you've got a group of the different free response questions. Type them out in here. Make sure that you guys are, working the best you can with it. We really want to just give you guys the opportunity to get some good practice with that. Okay, and then you'll see here, here's topic 2, cell structure and function. Again, we got some videos set up. These are definitely not out yet. Some water potential practice questions you can work on. And then what we'll do is we'll set up some time to go over these things because I know that you've got some questions. So we gave you a couple of these here. And again, we just grouped them. Group A has a long and a short. Group B has a long and a short. And then these are just a bunch of other questions that Doc and I figured just put them up there. Just go ahead and do them and just get comfortable with it. Practice, practice, practice. That's what it's all about. Okay. So we know AP exam is the 18th. Throughout this week, we're going to get through this, and we're going to help you guys out. So that's it. So have a great day. We have some more information that we're going to be sending out, and we'll see you online. Bye, guys.